Could Trump's tariffs on Chinese semiconductors endanger Silicon Valley's global AI leadership amid supply chain disruption, sir?
That's a good question that to which no one knows the answer. It could, or it couldn't. Um, Most of the chips now come from the Republic of China on Taiwan, which is a friendly country with a harmonious relationship with the United States, even though there's no official recognition. So the attacks on the People's Communist Republic of China shouldn't have an impact. Congress also took steps, I think, foolishly in following the central planning model to pass the CHIPS Act during the Biden administration to stimulate domestic production of the chips that people say are needed for AI. But, Trump is doing so much in other sectors of the economy that will boost AI that I'm not sure that the imposition of onerous tariffs on chips coming from outside the United States crushes the AI revolution in its cradle.
Mr. Roff, I'd like to please ask you a question. You started your answer by it could or it could not. Could you elaborate more on this specific statement you said?
Anytime that you're poised on the edge of major change, and the adoption of AI is a major change. The Trump tariffs are a major change in the global economy. The kind of manufacturing and industrial work that AI will both require and produce is a major change on the order, perhaps, of moving from an agrarian society to an industrial society. And so you can't predict the outcome. And anyone that claims they can't see beyond the tip of their own nose. There are too many variables at play. But this is an exciting time to be alive. In spite of all the things that we think the government may be doing that are counterproductive, the productive intellectual capacity of mankind to innovate, to create change, to raise our living standards, to make for ourselves a better, fuller, longer, healthier life continues. And so that's why when I hear people talking about what a disaster the tariffs are, I say, well, maybe it's sort of like the story of the Zen master tells about the little boy. And no matter what happens, the outcome is to the little boy, the outcome isn't good or bad. It's we'll see. And
Okay,
it's the same thing now.
Mr. Roff, I'll leave you on the note of exciting environment. I'll be back again to elaborate more about it. And Mr. Nicholas, welcome. And are Trump's trade wars unintentionally accelerating China's bid to dominate artificial intelligence through domestic semiconductor investments? From your own perspective, sir?
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with my colleague.
So you agree with Mr. Roff?
Mr. Roff's cynicism, quote unquote, and Zen Asian philosophy. But it's true that there are simply too many variables, too many balls floating in the air at the same time, and there are biases. I think Donald Trump and his advisors. I think that whatever you think of their policies, and I tend to be agnostic. So I tend to be neutral about their policies, whatever you think of their grand plan or petty plan or whatever.
Mr. Nicholas, I just want to confirm something with you that you said now. You said Donald Trump is neutral, or I misunderstood?
I am neutral. So
you're neutral about what's happening.
Yes,
but what Donald Trump is doing, what do you name it?
But what he's doing is portrayed in the media, and I'm not talking about the media in the Middle East or North Africa or Europe. I'm talking in the US. So in the US, what he does is often exaggerated in a hyperbolic way by the media. So I'm going to try to play the devil's advocate here. There is a lot of continuity. Trump is doing many things today which Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were doing vis-a-vis China. What do I mean? So after 25 years of complacency towards China, America realized that things were not ideal in their commercial and industrial and tech relation with China. And, they believed in waving the magic wand of free market economics, globalization, open borders, etc. And the policy consensus very slowly in Washington, D.C. started to change and became slowly less pro-Chinese or less enthusiastic about China. But, Trump came and very brutally and very bravely, he said loudly what many people were thinking softly in their mind. So what I'm coming at is today, there are many tech fields, many tech and engineering fields where China is ahead of the US, which would have been unthinkable, 5, 10 years ago. That would have been just the idea would have been crazy. But there are many, once again, engineering and tech fields where China is ahead. One of them is civil engineering and construction. Another one is electrical engineering. Another one is mechanical engineering. So that's a lot. But if you look at AI as a new industry, America's ahead. So clearly, when you look at that in strategic terms, you can start to understand Trump's worldview, or the new American worldview, which is saying, okay, we are now behind China in many strategic technological industrial fields,